Hi, I'm Owen Goffrey, and today I'm here with Anne Bradley at the Learning Support Centre. So, how are you?
I'm very well today, Owen. How are you?
So, I'm just going to ask you a few questions about learning support and what it does.
Mhm.
So, what is the purpose of learning support anyway?
Well, the purpose of the Learning Support Centre, Owen, is really to create an even playing field for every student so that every student has the same experience, hopefully a positive one in the college, and that they can reach their potential. Um, for any student who may need additional assistance over and above what the college normally provides, it might be for a medical need, a physical need, or a learning need, then those students would be encouraged to register with us when we can put in then extra support.
Okay. So, what sort of support do you provide for students?
Well, there's a whole range of support, Owen, and it really is decided on an individual basis because every student is different and every course is a different experience. So we have human resources, and that can be like a classroom assistant or a note taker.
Or support
We
worker?
have our support worker, you're exactly right. Or we can have IT resources like your computer or your laptop, really, or your dictaphone. It can be something as simple as a coloured overlay for a student with dyslexia, that might help. So we have a whole range of resources, and we discuss those with students and see what's appropriate.
So, how often is it available for students?
Well, I think that's a very important question because one of the main pieces of information we pass out to staff and to students is that the support is flexible and students really can apply for support at any stage during the year. Now, of course, we would encourage students to apply early because the sooner we get support in, the better
They have?
experience for the student, exactly. And we get to know the student and we review the support and we make sure that everything is working as effectively as possible. The only deadlines we have are for exams, so for that reason students need to let us know as soon as they really enrol in the college.
Okay, so how many members are on the team at Learning Support?
Another good question. We have about 9 members of staff at the moment. We have kind of floating staff depending on student needs. So we have 4 learning support officers and learning support assistants. We are based across all 3 campuses, so that's here and in Strabane and Limavady. We have a learning support administrator and we have 4 study skills drop-in staff that would support students on a weekly basis. We all work as a team, where we very much work together, and I think that's
that type of job?
a very important part because one of our main things is confidentiality and discretion, and all of us like to think we know about every student, so we share information very confidentially.
So, do you find the need for learning support is getting bigger with more students coming in?
We do, Owen. Our service is growing every year. We're getting more and more students in, and that creates its own challenges for us. But we try and think creatively as possible with the resources we have and make sure that at the core of learning support is a student that has to be supported.
So, what is the process for the student being assigned a support worker?
Okay, another good question. Really, with a support worker, Owen, normally the student has a history of having that support either in primary or in secondary school. So they come in and that's their normal way of working. So we would look at that and review in terms of what support they need and balance that with increasing independence. And if that is appropriate and a reasonable support for them, then we will put that in place. And then it is reviewed very regularly. We would have over 50 support workers in the college at the minute.
And what sort of impact have you seen in learning support with the cuts happening?
We have cuts right across north and south, and it's all in the news over the last few months. Increasingly challenging for us in terms of our finances. We, like every other department in education, have a budget that we have to keep within. We a again prioritise the student and the student's needs. It has an impact in terms of staffing, in terms of maybe the level of support or number of laptops we can order in every year. Those practical resources that we know students find very useful. So things like resources may be restricted from time to time, but we like to think that we act and think creatively for students, and as long as we keep the student at the centre of our support and keep the communication with them open, we should hopefully be able to work around any financial challenges at the moment.
And finally, do you think this is having an impact on the students coming into the college?
From a learning support perspective, there has not been an impact. Our numbers are increasing year by year, and again I think that's because of student awareness of their entitlement to support, which is really, really good that students understand that they are entitled to support, and that it's a positive thing and that it's confidential.
Okay, so thanks for doing this interview.
Thank you very much, Owen. I've enjoyed it. Thank you.